Martin Grandage was a tall, strapping, dark-haired Englishman in his early 30s who was beginning to run to fat. His chubby face was lit by an almost permanent smile, and he was unfailingly polite and friendly. When Dillman first saw the deputy purser, Grandage was helping an elderly female passenger out onto the main deck. The detective waited until the man was free before he introduced himself. "Mr. Grandage," he said, offering his hand, "my name is George Dillman. I was told to make myself known to you."
"How do you do, Mr. Dillman?" said Grandage, shaking his hand warmly. "This is a real privilege for me. Your reputation goes before you."
"That's what Mr. Kilhendry said."
"You've spoken to Brian, then?"
"Not exactly," replied Dillman. "I spend most of the time listening."
Grandage laughed. "Brian is like that. He has to let you know that he's in charge. But he's a first-rate purser, and his bark is far worse than his bite. The problem is, I fear, that he has something of a phobia about Americans."
"Isn't that a handicap?"
"In what way?"
"Well, he must meet scores of my fellow countrymen in the course of his work.
Does he ignore them, or just give them all the evil eye?"
"Neither," said Grandage.
"He turns on that Irish charm of his."
"I can't say I saw any sign of it." "That's the other problem you need to know about, Mr. Dillman. You're at something of a disadvantage. Brian Kilhendry sees you as a Cunard man, an outsider. He's fiercely loyal to P&O. As far as he's concerned, you're an interloper." "I'm glad you don't seem to share that opinion, Mr. Grandage."
"Not at all," the other said earnestly. "I'm looking forward to working alongside you and Miss Masefield. I'm hoping to pick up a few tips."
"Don't watch us too closely," advised Dillman, "or you'll draw attention to us. We like to blend in with the other passengers. Invisibility is our main weapon."
"It's the opposite with us. That's why they put us into these uniforms. People can see at a glance who we are and what we do."
He patted his chest.
"These gold buttons are supposed to impress people. I hope they work. I had to sew them on myself."
Grandage gave a chuckle, then regarded the detective with interest.
"What brought you into this line of work, Mr. Dillman?"
Dillman gave a shrug. "Pure accident, I guess. I set out to be an actor, but I spend most of my time auditioning for parts that I never actually got. In order to feed and clothe myself, I became a Pinkerton man and discovered that my acting skills were of immense value. I played far more parts for the Pinkerton agency than I ever did on stage."
"But what enticed you into the nautical world?"
"An offer that I couldn't refuse," explained Dillman. "The sea is in my blood, Mr. Grandage. I come from a family that builds ocean-going yachts. My formative years were spent afloat. Whenever I step on a ship, I feel at home."
"So do I," said Grandage. "With all its faults, I love this job."
"Then you're a man after my own heart." Dillman warmed to him immediately. After his abrasive interview with the purser, he was relieved to find the deputy so friendly and cooperative. Dillman was glad that he would be dealing for the most part with Martin Grandage, and he knew his partner would feel the same. Unlike Kilhendry, the deputy purser was on their side.
"This is not the best place to talk," said Grandage, as more passengers came out to swell the numbers on the main deck. "I'd appreciate a proper chat with you and Miss Masefield later on."
"Where will we find you?"
"My office is very close to Brian Kilhendry's."
"Right," said Dillman.
"We'll choose a quiet moment."
Grandage chuckled. "There are no quiet moments on the Marmora, I'm afraid." A buzz of curiosity came from the crowd that was gathering at the rail.
"It looks as if the royal party is just arriving. I'll have to go."
"Nice to have met you, Mr. Grandage."
"The pleasure is all mine." He shook Dillman's hand again. "Welcome aboard."
He sounded as if he really meant it.